Savitri, Book 1, Canto 5, The Yoga of the Spirit's Freedom and Greatness. All that represses our fallen consciousness was taken from him like a forgotten load, a fire that seemed the body of a god, consumed the limiting figure of the past, and made large room for a new self to live. Eternity's contact broke the molds of sense, a greater force than the earthly held his limbs, huge workings bared his undiscovered sheaths, strange energies wrought and screened, tremendous hands unwound the triple cord of mind and freed, a heavenly wideness of a Godhead's gaze, as through a dress the wearer's shape is seen, there reached through forms to the hidden absolute, a cosmic feeling and transcendent sight, increased and heightened where the instrument's illusion lost her aggrandizing lens, as from her failing hand the measures fell. Atomic looked the things that loomed so large, the little ego's ring could join no more. In the enormous spaces of the self, the body now seemed only a wandering shell, his mind the many frescoed outer court of an imperishable inhabitant, his spirit breathed a superhuman air. The imprisoned deity rent its magic fence as with the sound of thunder and of seas. Vast barriers crashed around the huge escape, immutably covel with the world, circle and end of every hope and toil, inexorably drawn round thought and act. The fixed, immovable peripheries effaced themselves beneath the incarnate's tread, the dire velamen and the bottomless crypt between which life and thought forever move, forbidden still to cross the dim dread bounds. The guardian darkness mute the formidable, empowered to circumscribe the wingless spirit in the boundaries of mind and ignorance, protecting no more a dual eternity, vanished, rescinding their enormous role. Once figure of creation's vain ellipse, the expanding zero lost its giant curve, the old adamantine vetoes stood no more, overpowered were earth and nature's obsolete rule. The python coils of the restricting law could not restrain the swift arisen God. Abolished were the scripts of destiny. There is no small death hunted creature more, no fragile form of being to preserve from an all swallowing immensity. The great hammer beats of a pent up world heart burst open the narrow dams that keep us safe against the forces of the universe. The soul and cosmos faced the as equal powers. The boundless being in a measureless time invaded nature with the infinite. He saw unpathed, unwalled his titan scope. All was uncovered to his sealless eye. A secret nature stripped of her defense, once in a dreaded hoplite formidable, overtaken in her mighty privacy, lay bare to the burning splendor of his will in shadowy chambers lit by a strange sun and opening hardly to read mystic keys, her perilous arcanes and hooded powers confessed the advent of a mastering mind and bore the compulsion of a time-born gauge, incalculable in their wizard modes, immediate and invincible in the act, her secret strength native to greater worlds, lifted above our needy, limited scope, the occult privilege of demigods, and the sure power pattern of her cryptic signs, her diagrams of geometric force, her potencies of marble fraught design, courted employment by an earth nursed might. A conscious nature's quick machinery armed with a latent splendor of miracle, the prophet passion of a seeing mind, and the lightning bareness of a free soul force, all once impossible dimmed, could now become a natural limb of possibility, a new domain of normalcy supreme, an almighty occultist erects in space this seeming outward world which tricks the sense. He weaves his hidden threads of consciousness. He builds bodies for his shapeless energy out of the unformed and vacant vast he has made his sorcery of solid images, his magic of formative number and design, the fixed irrational links none can annul, the crisscross tangle of invisible laws, his infallible rules, his covered processes, achieve unerringly an inexplicable creation where our error curves dead frames of knowledge for a living ignorance. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Aurobindaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Aurobindaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Aurobindaya.